Ladies and gentlemen, very pleased to welcome Trevin Jones. Just got done sparring over in Guam. Trevin, great to see you. You're up against a tough test, really, UFC debutant in Javid Basharat. I saw him on the Contender Series. He looked awesome. The Snow Leopard from Afghanistan. He looked really good. He's a nice test for you. This should be a fun fight, right?
Yes. Let's get it, baby.
How do you like the matchup?
Oh, it's a nice matchup. Yeah, he's obviously he's 11-0, 11 finishes. So that's that's perfect for me. I think this is better for me because it'll show a lot after I go out and beat a guy like this. This is what I needed in front of me. It's a nice matchup, man. It's the UFC. Every matchup is nice and tough. There's a lot of tough guys, and we all got to go through tough guys. So let's get it. I'm ready. I'm very tough myself. I feel I have the better strength of schedule. So we'll let what I think, and we'll get to the fight and we'll see how it goes. But I do think I have a way stronger strength of schedule. And I think it's gonna make a difference. I think I'm also one of the toughest guys he ever fought by far. I fought a lot of guys that are tough, and I fought a lot of guys like him. So we'll see how it goes, man. I'm confident. I'm preparing for him correctly. He is a tough test, but everyone's tough test is, this is the UFC.
Did you watch his last fight against Oran Kalon on the Contender Series?
Yes. So he fought Oran, and I trained with Oran a couple of times at Drysdale, maybe MMA only a couple of times, mostly in the gi. So Oran is very tough. Oran's a little bit over age, and Oran is, Oran was also another undefeated guy, and Oran is he's decent, but I'm a very different fighter from Oran.
In your first fight in the UFC, you got an epic finish against one of the toughest dudes in the division, and then it was ruled a no contest. I believe they've changed that rule now, but in terms of your trajectory,
3 months after.
How pissed off are you about that? I mean, that could have been huge for your trajectory, right?
Yeah, it could have been huge for my trajectory, but it's still kind of huge for my trajectory. They can call it like they want to call it. It was 34 hours notice, man. I don't really want to talk about Tamir. We all know Tamir is very talented. When it comes to a guy that talented and the way he was beating me at first, guys are always gonna count me out. But at the end of the day, if you look at a lot of my fights, I'm very capable of doing that to anyone. So yeah, Tamir's a talented guy. The win was taken away from me, but it doesn't change the outcome. I still knocked him out, and that still really happened. Like, you cannot fake that. So I don't need the real win anymore to prove that I went out there and earned my spot in the UFC. Like, when I still got that win, so that lets me know I deserve to be in the UFC. Tamir is good, man. Tamir is very good. He's so fast. He's so disciplined, and he stays in there. But it was my night that night.
So they changed the rules now, right? Do you think the right thing, justice has been done there? Like, was that kind of a silly rule before?
Yeah, it depends, man. I think for me in particular, I can only speak for myself. Like, I was just talking about this with someone else. Like, when it comes to someone else getting paid what they get paid, or their position, everyone's position in the sport is very different, So when it's me, I have to focus on me and the things that I can control. That was out of my control. But yeah, man, it's kind of messed up, man. They changed the rule 3 months later. I do deserve that win on my record, but man, is it not a win? It's still a win, man. I got all my money. Everyone saw it happen, and it's just a no contest. So it's still something that happened. You cannot take that away from me. You cannot take the learning and experience and the amount of stuff that I gained to prepare for that fight. 34 hours notice, I cut 16 pounds, man. It was very rough. That was a rough day. I had 5 to 6 doctor's appointments for eye exam, EKG, CAT scans, everything in that 34 hours. My UFC driver, I remember him saying, "Man, you're crazy." I looked at the temperature outside. It was 114 when you went outside and cut that extra pound again. So he was all stoked, like, "Man, you're a different breed." So, things like that, you gain experience, man. So I'm just still proud of myself, Of course, I'm upset. I'm hard on myself. I'm always going to be mad at myself that I didn't get the win. But it's still a win for me, and I got to look at the positive. You have to look at the positive. We're not looking at any negative moving forward. You know, even my last fight was a tough one, but we're not looking at any negative. We're here. You know, once you're in the UFC, you focus on all that, you end up falling down and falling down and falling down. We're only looking forward and looking positive from here on out.
Well, right after that Valiev fight, you went right out there and you put Batista away in the second round. So, you know, it just shows you how dangerous you are, right? And then, yeah, you lost your last one, but it happened very late in the fight. So, how are you looking at your UFC career so far overall?
I think I gotta go out and show that I was just under recovered my last fight. That's all it was. It wasn't like I wasn't prepared. It wasn't like I wasn't better than the guy. I feel like he beat me, but it lets you know that people can lose to guys that are not as good as them, or people can beat guys that they're not better than. That's just the sport of MMA. That's what makes the sport great. I do not feel he's better than me. I know that guy's not better than me that just beat me, but it was his night, same as the Tamir situation. You know, I got to give it to him. It was his night. Yes, he did take things that made him have a better night, like him not making weight and things like that. Like the way the fight went, 3.5 pounds is a lot, and the way I got finished in the end. So I feel like if he went out there and he stressed his body out and made that 3.5 come off, even replacing that 3.5 is still a process, 4 to 5 hours. So he still made it a lot easier on himself by cutting the weight cut short and not doing the full, you know, agreement. So at the end of the day, it played out how it played out. He's not supposed to go out there and lose to me, whether he made weight or not. Once I accepted the fight, his job is still to win. He did his job. It was his night that night, but I know I'm a better fighter than that. Like, I know, like, man, that's why the UFC giving me these tough guys. Like, they gave me Ronnie Barcelona before this, and I was kind of injured. My knee was messed up, and I wasn't able to make it to that fight. And then they called me later on, and they had another opponent for me right away, and it was this guy, this undefeated guy. So the UFC is giving me these talented guys because they know no one's better than these guys at the job. They know, they hear something, they've seen something, and they know. At the end of the day, I do have losses. I have 7 now, and it's a lot. Like, I remember when I got my first 1 or first 2, and that was a big deal. But now I'm all the way at the 7. But a lot of these guys got there undefeated. Like, I got there with losses. I really belong here. I worked harder than any of these guys to get here, and I know this. A lot of these guys have managers their whole career. I never had a manager. I did not get a manager until my first UFC fight. So I did 20 fights pro, fighting them on my own, fighting the tougher guys around the world, talking to matchmakers and stuff on my own, and they're giving me these tough guys, and they don't fly you in to fight chumps. You don't get flew in halfway across the world to fight the suckiest guy in the town. So I got a little bit more experience than a lot of these guys. They don't know it. I'm confident. I was accepting all these guys not because I think I'm the best, not because I'm cocky, but because I was just doing my job. You know, I'm trying to do my job, man. Some of these guys need to show up and do theirs. And that's all it is, man. A lot of these guys are afraid to lose or afraid to fight tough guys or afraid. Like, I'm not afraid to beat someone that's supposed to beat me. That's my job. I'm supposed to try and beat someone that everyone thinks I'm going to lose to. That's what makes the sport so good. And I'm good at my job, man. I got 7 losses, but I'm good at my job. And when I get out there on March 12th, they're going to be like, that kid is really good at his job. Like, he does belong here. So that's what I'm trying to prove this fight, you know? I came up short my last one, but this fight I'm going to show. Man, they can say what they want. These guys are pulling out and not showing up to fight me for a reason because they know I'm tough. I ain't going to quit out there. My last fight was so shit, I had to go to sleep, man. To be honest, the fight was so shit. Like, I'm like, man, something has to happen. There was no way I was going to tap in because the fight wasn't impressive enough. So, you know, I still did my job. I made it exciting. You know, I didn't tap on the choke, and I didn't want to go out. I'm not saying I wanted to go out, but I still made the fight exciting. You know, this sport's about being exciting. This sport's about who has guts. This sport's about going for it. This sport's about showing that you want to be there and you want to fight and you don't want to give up. So, you know, I was just a little under recovered, man. My body was tired since the very first round. I was so tired. Honestly, like, I'm surprised he couldn't finish me faster because, like, I was that tired, but I hung in there. I fought back well. I still almost finished him in the second round. I full mounted him. I took his back, everything. And, you know, I was still in that fight all the way. Only thing that happened in that fight is I was undercovered, man. I made weight 3 times. I just overpushed myself. And that was just on me wanting it too bad. Other than that, I'm still a great fighter. I still got all the experience. Think about it. I have 5 opponents. You don't really get the experience when you're go out there and fight the guy and win or lose. You get the experience from the guys you bring in to mimic them from the training camps. Like I had 5 different guys, so every time I'm switching to a different style. So by the time I got to the last guy, it's kind of my fault. Like I didn't care to look him up or anything because they were doing too much switcheroos and stuff on me. You know, it gets frustrating, man. Yeah, the fans and everyone goes out and say what they want and they're harsh on you. That's what they do. But man, it was a tough situation with all the switches and me being trained for so long. And you know, if you call me for a fight, I'm gonna start working the moment I get off the phone when the matchmaker call me. Like my whole life changes, my whole mindset changes. I could have just been having the most beautiful day in the world, and then the matchmaker called me that day. My manager called me, got the name. My life changed that instant. So the minute they called me for my first opponent, I was working hard. I had 5 opponents. I overworked myself. That's all it was. My goal now is to get out there for this fight and show that I'm good at what I do. You know, I got nothing to prove to anyone. Like I made it here with 6 losses. You know, I beat talented guys before, like Tamir and other talented guys. Man, these are real wins, and all I got to do is go out there and do my job. And you know, MMA is short lived. They'll give me my respect again.
What does this sport mean to you, and what is your biggest goal? Because we've seen somebody like Charles Oliveira, who, you know, at featherweight, he was taking a lot of losses, then he switched to lightweight, and then bang, you know, he's a champion of the world. He looks unstoppable right now. Are you looking to get in the rankings? Are you looking to attack the belt? Are you looking to make money?
Oh
Do
yeah.
you do this because
Oh
you
yeah.
love it?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna make the money, but of course, man, I'm here to be champion. I'm here to be the best in the world, man. I'm not here to play with these guys, man. I could beat these guys, man. I really can. Like I've trained with some talented guys, and there is good guys in the world, but man, I'm right up on them. I'm telling you, I've been all around the world. I've been to all the countries. I got the experience, man. You know, I can hang with these guys, man. Like I consider myself legitly the real deal. And right now we all gotta show it. Even with the first Mario and the Tamir win, like I'm humble about it. People think I'm all cocky about it, but I still got work to do, man. 2 wins in the UFC. I ain't nobody, you know. I'm coming to beat some guys up, man. I got my first loss. I got it out of the way, and like I said, it's not that I wanted to lose, but it is decompression, man. Like I lost the most, like I wouldn't say embarrassing way because this sport's just tough, but I went to sleep and everything, and no one wants to go out like that. You know, that was a rough way. So now that happened, it's like, oh, Trev, now you can throw bows. Oh boy, you already got choked out. You already had the embarrassing thing happen on TV. Now we can fight. So I just feel like a fight now. I can throw bows. I don't gotta shell up or hide as much and cover up because you know the worst thing already happened. A lot of guys they want to fight because you know they're stand, but now it happened. I can go out there and I can swing for the fences a little bit more, and I can take a little bit more risk now because I already felt it, you know. So that's a good part about it. And believe it or not, man, that's pretty much the worst. I say that's the worst loss in my career, man. I had 5 split decision losses before that, so everyone was thinking like, you know, this guy has a lot of losses, but I got 5 split decision losses in like foreign countries, like against tough guys, like you know they're not gonna give you that nod when you really earned it. That's just how it goes, especially in Asia. And these guys don't know what it's like to fight in Asia. These guys don't know what it's like to be beating a guy up so bad, and then he lands like one little kick in the cross, like oh, and then you're hitting him up again, then he lands one little punch, and they're like oh. The Asian scene is very tough to fight on. You gotta respect it. They protect their guys well. They make matches well, and you know like I said, I had no manager, so I was just jumping on all these tough fights. Keep in mind that before I got into the UFC, my last 5 fights was like 20 days or less because when you're not signed to these organizations, you don't get no straight up matches. You only can wait till someone fall out and then you get replaced. So I was always the replaced guy for like the last 5 or 6 fights before I got in the UFC. So I was fighting guys on 20 days, 19 days, 18 days, 2 days with Tamir, 15 days um with Takafumi Ozuka. Like I was fighting short notice guys, like just trying to stay ready, and that was tough on my body alone. So best believe when I'm fresh and I got that name in front of me and I can target him without my opponents getting switching around, I have a plan for that guy and I can execute plans really well. Like I said, the last fight it was just rough, man. Too many opponents, too much styles. The mind's already confused. You don't remember if you want to take him down or kick him in the face or punch him in the face because you already switched up and changed it for so much styles and so much different guys, and they were all different styles and stuff, man. So, man, it was just mostly about under recover. I say, I ain't sweating it, man. Like I said, the sport's a rough sport, man. It was his night, and God blessed him that night. That's how the cookie crumbled. But I'm still in it. I got a new contract that day. I'm still in it, man. Like you said, Charles Oliveira was down and out. No one expected him. I was watching. Everyone said, Dustin's gonna smoke him and everything. Man, this sport is, it's a tricky sport. Guys can get you. Every camp's not the same camp. Every fight is not the same. Putting money on this guy, but he's not the same fighter he was that camp, because the training could be different, the partners could be different, the mind could be different, injury can show up. Like, everyone's not even who they are the same fight. It could even be better. So, I'm preparing for the best, Bradshaw. I'm not underestimating him. He's an 11-0 and never finishes. Like I said, the only thing I'm looking at is the strength of schedule. I know for sure I have a stronger strength of schedule. When he was 9-0, let's go into facts here. Let's do like you guys kind of job. When he was 9-0, his opponent had 18 wins. Okay, I'll match that. When I was 6-3, which I was, my opponents had like 48 wins. So there's a big difference there. You know what I mean? Like, he's 11-0 now. That's only 2 fights away. So the strength of schedule is definitely on my side. The tougher guys like him with nice records like him, I've been fighting guys like that. This is normal for me. Let's get it on. I'm ready to go.
What do you think about the top of the division right now? Do you think Peter Yan is the best bantamweight in the world, or Aljo?
Oh man, that's tough, man. That's tough. I do like the way Aljo came out the last fight. He came out very hot. He did do his thing, but we just gotta see it again, man. I've been to Tiger Muay Thai. I've seen how Peter Yan trains. He trains really nice, he trains hard too. It's definitely a good fight, man. These guys are in my division. I don't want to pick any of these guys, man. Like, I respect these guys. These guys are talented. These guys are doing their own thing. I am not the type of one to hate on any of these guys. I see a 35er doing something nice. I acknowledge he did something nice. I'm a man of the game. Like, I'm a fan of some of these guys. I really am. But if I get matched up with them, it's going down. That's just how I feel. But I like a lot of these guys. Like, I like Peter. I like Aljo. I like these guys. These guys are, I grew up watching these guys fight. I wasn't in the UFC watching these guys fight. So, or even guys on the lower ranking, even probably guys lower ranked than me, they don't know that, but I'm just a fan of the sport like that. Like, I see them do one cool move and I'm like, oh, that guy's tight. I like it. I'm a fan of the sport. I don't hate on these guys. Some of these guys could probably think I get a little confident or cocky, like, by just accepting all these fights or whatever, and throw me some type of shade, but it's not like that, man. I'm just trying to do my job, man.
If I could give you any fight, any dream fight, you could pick anybody in the top 10, top 5, a legend like an Aldo or a Cruz or, like a Yan, who would you pick?
It will be Aldo, because that's my friend's idol. My friend that passed away. Actually, that night that I fought, man, I don't want to have to say this, but it is, since you brought up who's the dream fight, it's not my dream fight, but it's his dream fight. So he is in my vision. He is still looking like one of the best guys. So the dream fight will be Jose Aldo, just because that's my friend idol, and that's his dream fight. Like, my friend loved Jose Aldo so bad. Like, I seen him like run and cut weight with Jose Aldo. My friend Kyle Reyes loved Jose Aldo. That's like his all-time favorite guy. Who is it not? It's definitely one of my favorite guys too. Come on, it's Jose Aldo, by the way. But it's like, this is his guy. So he passed away the night that I was fighting, man, which was a crazy thing. It was a rough night for me that night. That's what I'm saying. And, I don't want to throw no excuses. I have no excuses, I still wanted to go out there and, fight hard for what he was going through and everything, but it just wasn't my night. But it'll be my dream to fight Jose Aldo for him, because, man, that's his dream fight, This was his dream. Like, I got into the sport with him, and, man, he was so talented. He wanted to be in the UFC so bad. And it's so crazy, man. The world is crazy, man. The choke that I got caught with, it's his favorite choke. Like, he has like 9 finishes with that choke. So, like, I guess I was so comfortable in that choke, and God was giving me a sign that something was going on, or that it was worse than I thought it was, because, man, my friend is excellent at that front choke, like the best. 10 submissions, pro finishes with that front choke, like the best at it, 135 and everything. And I go out there, I get caught with his favorite choke on the day that he passes away. So that was like, there was a greater sign that Kyle Reyes. They've been talking about him so much on the media and everything. A lot of fighters been bringing him up and paying respect from Machine Couture to him and stuff like that. But yeah, that was my closest training partner, my number one training partner that they're giving respect to. I respect them for shouting him out. He was over at Machine Couture. He helped out so many guys and stuff over there. So yeah, man, I'm still trying to chase this dream for us. Even me, I just came back from Vegas, and Vegas is different without that guy there, man. And once I get there, I always get welcomed with open hands. We get our sparrings in. People stop and watch us spar. It's so beautiful to watch because man, him can just go so hard with the small gloves and like no one's getting hurt, but we're relentless. And that was my partner that I got down with like that, and he's just not here right now, and it's a bummer. But I'm staying chase the dream for us. But yeah, that dream fight would definitely be Aldo because that's his guy.
How do you feel about Sean O'Malley? He's like kind of an anomaly at bantamweight because he's a money fight and he wants to fight the guys outside the top 15. You're so entertaining. Is that kind of a perfect matchup right now, maybe?
Oh yeah, went back. I lost, so I don't know if they want to pick on someone that has losses or not outside. Oh, that's a nice one for me. I believe like Mario Bautista is one of his friends, and that's one of his best buds. And I think they have the same fighting style. And I think I could uh, propose problems for Sean O'Malley with my strength, my cage control. If I had a little bit more energy, you will see me break out a clean ground game if I get the guy down early. It's just that my game plan for the last fight was just under recovered, and that style is just hard to. It was just so hard to implement that style when I was under recovered. I'm very good at that style. I beat a lot of good strikers off that style when my energy was great. I just didn't have the proper energy that night. I truly believe that. That's why we got other nights to come out and show. So I'm looking to prove on this next night that I am a better fighter than that. And yeah, man, it's all about the future right now, man. Everyone wants to focus on a lot of things, man. I'm really focused on this next fight in the future. This next fight, that's like a lot. It's like a big situation. Like I do not want to lose 2 fights in a row, bro. Like I I I know I got what it takes to be in this position, and I know I got what it takes to be Jared. Like I know, like I just got to go out there and fight. I know he's good. I respect him. Like, but I know, like when you see that strength of schedule, it says everything. Like everyone thinks it's only about the wins, but the strength of schedule means a lot. The strength of schedule means a lot, man.
I'm looking out for this fight. You're super entertaining. I've had my eye on him after his last fight. I thought it was impressive. It's going to be a banger.
Yeah.
Trevin Jones,
Yeah.
respect, man. Good to speak to you.
Yes. Hell yeah, man. It's gonna be nice. Yeah, like I said, the UFC is the best at doing what they're doing. People want to critique them, but they are good at what they're doing, and they are in this company for a reason. They want the cookie to crumble how they want it to crumble. So maybe it's either they want to see a level or he's on that level. That's what they're trying to figure out, He's 11-0, 11-0 with 11 finishes. Man, I'm pretty good at this. That's pretty fucking good. 11-0, 11 finishes, like, man, I fought hard guys. I couldn't get 11-0, 11 finishes in a row on the guys that I fought. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't. And that's out of respect for my guys. My guys that I fought, the list of guys I fought are tough. I've always fought on my level. If you look at my record, across from me, it's either identical record or better record. There was never, I was picking on a guy. Nope, not me. I was never that guy. It was either identical or they had a better record than me. So my career has been like that. I fought on my level from start to finish. I've had close fights, and my fights narrowed down the way it narrowed down because I fought on my level the whole way through my career. Tough guys versus tough guy. It wasn't like I was picking on someone. So, I belong here. I do.
Absolutely, man. I look forward to seeing it. Good luck, and great to speak to you. I hope we get to catch up again later in the year.
I appreciate the interview. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys for having me on. Shout out to the management team, Upgrade. Shout out to all the boys that's helping me for this fight. Shout out to all the true fans. Shout out to the fans that just like to throw out the crazy stuff. Come on, guys, be nice. And enjoy some good fights. It's a rough world right now. It's a rough world right now. And just let us go out there, do our thing, and show the fighters some respect. What I don't like about the sport is even the losers sometimes deserve a lot of respect. Like some of these guys fight well. But they lost by an inch. And man, people be roasting them, man. Some of these guys are still good and they still can make a comeback and they're still talented. And I just feel like the way the sport crumbles, like the loser deserves a lot more credit than the loser gets. Like it sucks to have a loser feel like me, I can fight that. I can fight it off, man. I'm a G. Like I'm hard on myself. I'm gonna be hard on myself. I'm mad at myself still for my last loss, but I understand this is the sport. This is the game. You only could win, lose, or draw. not much options could turn out by meeting a guy in a cage and fighting. You get one winner, you get one loser. And some of these guys, like I'm saying, I'm not even talking about my fight. Like some of these guys fight really well where there shouldn't be a loser in the fight, but there still is one. And that's how the sport goes. You know, it's this kind of sport we're in. It's 5-inch. So people need to show a lot more respect to the losers also, man. Like when I win, I beat Tamir or whatever. Yeah, I have to represent my win. I have to stand by myself. But do I respect these guys? I know these guys are good. Look how much respect I give Tamir. Even Mario, I never bashed Mario or nothing. One time, like I told Mario, right, that I respect him and I appreciate him for taking a fight. And he was honest, like, man, I've been training honestly, Trev. So like guys like that, these are the guys that live and last for a long time, man. All these guys that make the sport what it's not supposed to be, these guys will be out when they're not acting like that because they're doing things that are uncalled for. It's good to sell the fight and everything, but keep it in selling the fight. You know, keep it within selling the fight. You know, just crossing the line and all that. Like, you know, I'm not with all that. You know, everyone the actions will speak. You know, the actions will speak. So, you know, I just love the sport. I have respect for the sport. I'm a lot of fan of a lot of these guys in the UFC, and I'm just happy to be here, man. Happy to talk to you, and you know, it's nice right now.
Maximum respect, Trevor. Appreciate it. We'll catch you later in the year. Nice one.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.